What's up, everybody? It's Jasmine, and it's currently 2 a.m. in the morning. I can't sleep, but I wanted to make another video today it's kind of about Dr. Dray. It's kind of about, I guess, the community of people who are worried, and also people who are just, who have just happened upon her videos and are like really shocked, like a lot of us have been. So I have noticed a lot online that there'll be questions here and there about Dr. Dray and why she looks the way she does, and a lot of questions concerned about her health and things like that. And the overriding sort of theme of these comments and questions is that people, they want to ask and they want to know, but they are really afraid that they're not allowed to ask, that it's not something that you're allowed to talk about. So oftentimes they'll start off by saying like, I just watched a Dr. Dray video and I know I shouldn't really talk about this thing, or I don't know if I'm allowed to ask, but like, is there something wrong with her? And then a lot of people will, a lot of people say like, no, you can't talk about that sort of thing. But some people will say like, yeah, it's an issue that everybody kind of recognizes, but like, we don't really talk about it. And so what I wanted to, I guess, tell you guys is that on my channel, when I make these videos, because I want people to have a place where they can feel that it's okay to talk about these things. It's not logical that we can all be having thoughts and opinions and questions and to not be allowed to express them because well, I don't know why. I don't understand the logic behind it, really. I guess people don't want us to judge other people, right? And that's completely normal, and that's okay, and that's a good thing. There is a difference between judging and being concerned. And there are a lot of situations where you can be concerned about something and it's not something that's necessarily easy to talk about. But I personally don't see why we shouldn't talk about things that we are concerned about. Honestly, to me, that seems like a good way to let society just destroy itself. If we don't talk about things that we are concerned about and have questions about and are worried about, then what are we going to do? Like, we're just going to let things just happen, we're just going to let people do whatever they want and not even ask why, that to me doesn't make any sense. And this can apply to a lot of different situations. When it comes to Dr. Dray, it's a very specific situation we're talking about. We're talking about somebody who we see as being quite obsessive, quite restrictive in her behavior, in her activities, in her lifestyle. And we want to talk about it. We want to just express our concern and our worry and how we don't want other people to fall into this trap of believing that this is the life that you should live. I think something that people don't necessarily realize is that there are so many people who look for inspiration and advice on how to be extremely underweight, how to, make themselves sick, and Dr. Dray is a platform where these types of people go to, because they can watch her vlogs where she shows what she eats and she shows her exercise and she shows her body, and they can be inspired by that. And that's not necessarily Dr. Dre's fault. But what we do know is that Dr. Dray deletes a lot of comments, asking questions, criticizing, deleting a lot of really stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like, why would she delete that? Like, somebody asked what her zodiac sign was and she deleted that. And so it's a lot of confusing behavior, and we want to talk about it. So I'm telling people, everybody who's watching this is a place that we're going to talk about it, and we're going to face a lot of backlash. Like, I get so much comments on my videos calling me an idiot, calling me stupid, calling me ugly. There's this one lady called like Diana Moore or something like that, and she always brings up my teeth. She's like, how can you talk when your teeth are all effed up and things like that. And so what I'm saying is that, I'm going to do it anyway. This is the place, and I can take all the comments that people have. And I'm going to take that, and I'm still going to let everybody come and hear some opinions. They're not just my opinions, they're opinions that I see other people are having as well. So yeah, I welcome everybody, and I welcome discussion, and I guess and advice as well, like advice on how to kind of avoid being triggered by these sorts of things, because that's an issue that I've seen a lot in comments. People they are recommended to watch her videos, right? And they might have a history of eating disorders, or not even necessarily eating disorder behavior, but eating disorder thoughts, any sort of like body negativity, that sort of thing. And they are, they're told to go watch Dr. Dray's videos for one reason or another, and then they're shocked by what they see, and it really it triggers a response in them where they are really shocked that this is so, that it's there and that nobody is allowed to talk about it. So I think that it would be good to have a place where, we can talk about it, and we can explain that not necessarily explain, but to recognize, even just for ourselves, that that when we see people, society just accepting something and denying your concerns, that doesn't mean that what you're feeling isn't real. Like, if you see Dr. Dray and you have all of these bubbling up feelings of like, watching this makes me want to lose weight, it makes me want to not eat because I see her, and it's so hard to explain it if you've never experienced it, but if you have, then you know what I'm talking about. And being able to discuss that with other people, that this person triggers you, it can be really helpful, because when society is telling you that you have to accept this, this person who we're concerned about is unhealthy, it can be really difficult to then tell yourself that you shouldn't also be like her. That yeah, it is really difficult, and I understand that, and that's one of the reasons why I want to have this platform for people to come and talk about and learn from each other as well, and and just give each other strength in knowing that you can talk about things. We don't have to live in silence. It's so ridiculous. The world is so weird right now. You can talk about things and you can't talk about other things. It's so weird. I think it's so weird. But yeah, this video is getting really long. But like, one last thing before I go. When I was younger, you would see magazines and things, and there'd be people who were clearly underweight, and your parents would talk to you about how that's not something that you should live up to. Like, yes, these people are really underweight, and we know that, and don't be influenced by that. And all of a sudden now we're not allowed to talk about that. I don't get it, man. I do not get it. So this is something that I don't understand how we got here. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys all next time. Hope you all have a wonderful evening, whatever. Yeah, anyway. Hey, no.